So recently I was in the process of recording footage for Dragon Ball Fighter is a pretty fun game with simple controls that are extremely easy to learn but difficult to master, and the game looks absolutely stunning. I was super excited for it to come out, so I naturally was all set up to make a video about it. And then I got this text. I can't pass up a good platformer, so I promptly hit the eShop and proceeded to poop my goddamn pants. If you're like I was and are totally oblivious to what this game is, it's a new precision platformer in the vein of something like Super Meat Boy or 1001 Spikes. And games like these usually have a pretty simple control scheme with only a few main mechanics that flesh themselves out depending on the level design. And in Celeste, you climb walls and dash in midair. You can only dash once before touching the ground though, so you need to carefully plan exactly when to use it. You also only have a certain amount of stamina for climbing, so everything needs to be premeditated, and oftentimes stalling will lead to death. Now this game has a lot of what you'd expect from something in this genre. Collectibles, hidden harder versions of each world, which this game refers to as B-side stages, and other random secrets scattered throughout. But what sets this game apart is in its storytelling. It's about anxiety and depression. Didn't think I'd ever see something like that out of an indie platformer, but the way this game handles conveying things to the player, like when the main character has a fucking panic attack, for example, it's very spot on and hits a little close to home. The game has something to say, and I really would not have expected it from something in this genre. The game is extremely difficult though, especially if platformers aren't your forte. Luckily, there's an assist mode if you do want to experience the story but aren't skilled enough to get through the game on your own. I'd normally never suggest something like this, but the game clearly has a story to tell, and I'd hate to have people miss out on that because of the game's difficulty. Conversely, if you don't give a fuck about all that and you just want to experience the game for its gameplay, all the cutscenes can be easily skipped. I'd highly suggest not doing that, but I do like the fact that the option is there so that it doesn't single players out who just want to play the game itself. The pixel art is incredible, and although I haven't finished the game yet, each new world surprises me with its use of color, especially the stage I'm on currently. The music is also amazing but subtle, and does a really good job of setting the mood depending on the theme of the stage. For example, Stage 3 is a broken down old hotel run by an obviously very troubled soul that hasn't departed, and the music playing throughout the world is catchy yet somehow sad and eerie. Now, from what I've read, this game started out as a much smaller game, now referred to as Celeste Classic for the Pico 8. Sorry for being out of the loop, but apparently the Pico 8 is some virtual game console that doesn't actually exist. I don't know, man. Point is, a lot like Super Meat Boy, this game started out as a much simpler version of itself, and its concept was fleshed out into a much bigger experience. You can, however, play the original game right inside of the new Celeste, if you can manage to find it. This is the best platformer I've played in a while, and it's right up there with The End Is Nigh, and I fucking raved about that game. The difference there, though, is that The End Is Nigh was made by Ed McMillan, who's well known for Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac. Matt Thorson, who operates under the name Matt Makes Games, I've never played anything from before, and I'm super impressed right out the gate. There's so much clever level design that I randomly catch myself smiling at its occasional little intricacies. Like any good precision platformer, it's got puzzle elements in its level design that are extremely smart and well thought out. It's the kind of design that makes you feel smart as the player once you've figured out how it works. This game is fucking incredible, and if you like difficult platformers, you owe it to yourself to play it. Plus, it's only like $20. Go get it. It's on Steam, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Mac, Linux. Just you have no excuse. There's just none excuses.